Katt is a complete liar. He sits on podcasts all the time and tells lies. I have plenty of proof to expose him, and the time is not far when I will expose him.
The greatest thing floating in 2024. Mark the words. No way. In a whole different realm of business. Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah. Watch. God's people ain't that few. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role. We put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them could walk through the mall without security. Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates. Clearly.
So I never allowed this industry to change me, and there were times, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with you, that I didn't feel seen.
Lies will be exposed, that's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Mean to me. I was in shock. Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now? 100%. 100%. 100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her.
You are aware of how Oprah and Tyler Perry have been shown to be Hollywood's gatekeepers? Apparently, they don't like that name, and they are doing all in their power to refute these accusations. As everyone is aware, Katt Williams just made his debut on Club Shay Shay to highlight the negative aspects of the business. I'm referring to everything from abuse to vices, sacrifices, blackballing, and gatekeeping. Of course, you are one of the people we are examining, brother love. During the interview, Katt disclosed some really bizarre information about Oprah and Tyler's success, allegedly using shortcuts to maintain their position in the business, even if it meant undermining the careers of other siblings. What's worse than that? The receipts are with Katt. We all know what a lady with her level of influence can do to put an end to all of these murmurs and speculations, so it seems that Oprah has to conduct some appropriate damage control. Katt didn't stop there either. He is making fun of Diddy for allegedly being involved in some nefarious activities that took place behind Puff Manor's closed doors, even bringing up names like Jermaine Dupri.
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of the p***s if you ask me, baby. Jermaine Dupri, small as a child.
Now this isn't just anybody's house that's burned down in the LA fires. This is P. Diddy's house that's burned. Oh, and there was supposed to be an investigation in 2 days' time.
The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be distractions and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers.
At 4:32 p.m., we received a 911 call that a suspect was attempting to light a fire in the community of Woodland Hills and was being detained by residents. Officers from LAPD's Topanga area responded and took that suspect into custody.
Katt Williams is the one person in Hollywood who shares the most juicy details on all the shady sides of the business. He knows all there is to know about everyone, and he isn't keeping it to himself. Fans are asking why he has been so silent since the Diddy scandal began. Normally, he doesn't avoid talking about these subjects. Furthermore, he is by no means a clout chaser. I'm not suggesting he is doing it for clout or anything. As it happens, he was just waiting for the ideal opportunity to reveal every aspect. And believe me, he has a wealth of tales to share. According to Katt, Puff is engaged in some dubious activities. Rumor even circulates that one of his victims was Chris Cross. That's not all, however. He apparently keeps covert recordings and tapes of anybody who would commit a heinous deed at his house, as one of his many strategies for guaranteeing their quiet.
If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video.
It turns out, Katt has been exposing the singer's dubious activities for years. Few people paid attention at the time, since we were unaware of Puffy's supposed terrible behavior. People did note on his peculiar behavior, including the fact that he claimed credit for his artists' work without paying them. However, Cassie's lawsuit was the catalyst for her realization of Sean Diddy Combs' purportedly sinister side. Cassie reportedly claimed that Combs mistreated her for 11 years while she was on his label, and had taken advantage of her. It was more than simply a nasty boss. He apparently became abusive throughout their relationship, leaving her body injured on occasion, and she didn't make much progress with bad boy records. According to the complaint, there have also been troubling accusations of abuse and that he urged her to engage in sexual activity with male escorts, as he watched from a nearby seat. Cassie didn't hold anything back, and since she shared these information, things have become darker. Fans are taking notice of Diddy now that we've seen this side of him, recalling what Katt Williams alluded to about Puff allegedly abusing young artists and acting improperly toward them. He made disparaging remarks about Combs and Jermaine Dupri a few years ago, claiming that they mistreated the Criss-Cross brothers and that they led one of them down a disastrous road by using drugs as an escape before a catastrophic drug overdose in 2013. For those who don't know, the Criss-Cross boys were Chris Smith and Chris Kelly, the Jump Jump team who became well known in the early 1990s. When they were only 12 and 13, they had major problems, much as many child stars. Their musical careers were shaped by their mentor, Jermaine Dupri. However, Williams claims that the mentoring extended outside of the studio, with Jermaine and Puffy apparently engaging in some dubious activities behind closed doors. With 3 albums that Dupri produced, the guys had a period of popularity. Rumor has it that both of them had recurrent instances of sexual assault, with Jermaine and his pal Diddy being linked in these unsettling claims. Williams claims that Chris Kelly used drugs as a coping mechanism for his grief as a result of the claimed event. He continued to battle drug usage until he was discovered comatose at his Atlanta home in 2013. 3 days after being taken to the hospital, he was pronounced dead at Dome dead. According to sources, Combs and Jermaine engage in a troubling ritual wherein they reportedly prostitute out their musicians and even members of their inner circle. According to reports, Puff supposedly used to pimp out Danity Kane members, which would explain his fixation with their beauty and his constant need for them to look their best. Katt believes that Chris Kelly may still be alive today if Diddy and Jermaine Dupri hadn't caused him such misery. Although Chris was one of Diddy's purported early victims, he wasn't the last. Many rumors have circulated throughout the years about the rapper engaging in dubious activities with other musicians. Rumors might place individuals in awkward circumstances or include improper approaches. Not to be overlooked is Diddy's former bodyguard Gene, who has been constantly pouring tea on him. Gene claims that the fact that Puff prefers the same gender and partakes in immoral actions with them is kind of an industry secret. Gene even related a time when Puff told him to keep an eye on the door, only to see Puffy and another guy rushing out nude. He even discussed Puff's intentions to pimp out the Danity Kane members.
And I think that's those girls that was, I think Danity Kane. I think a couple of them didn't sign it. And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too.
I know the real Bernie Mac stories, and I know that the people that made money off Bernie Mac didn't like him. They hated his guts.
You don't do your material around a lot of comedians. That's like stealing in front of the police. You sit on the side, ooh, that's funny. Next thing you know, you see it on HBO or something.
And I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Motherfuckers to be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited and I'm gonna be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the goddamn rooms, and you look around and look in the wrong room and shit. Nick, come here, come here. Is that 2 niggas kissing?
Talk about a universal ego death. And now we need to know who's pulling them puppet strings. Sure ain't P. Diddy. But you want to bet Jay-Z and Beyonce's next. I'm calling it. Warriors, the rabbit hole goes deep.
Artists often get these ladies to sign non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. But some of the females from Danity Kane didn't, and they may target him, he said. He also related an incident in which Puff discussed his terrible intentions for those unfortunate females.
He stood up there and he said, in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'ma drug their off and pick them up and pimp them out to my
You're not supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know.
Crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No. What is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive.
Federal law enforcement previously looked into Puffy in 2013 for allegedly having inappropriate relationships with younger boys, which only served to bolster the disturbing allegations. Investigators questioned James Roseman, the music manager, in depth on the rapper's dubious activities with the aforementioned youths during his arrest. According to reports, Roseman was questioned about the private preferences of performers, including if Sean Combs had sex with other boys, while breaking the law. Furthermore, Katt didn't just choose to expose Diddy. Oprah was the subject of the one detail that rocked the globe. Yes, he also mentioned her. And to be honest, given how many people have attempted to achieve that, it shouldn't be shocking. I'm referring to Oprah and Tyler Perry, as well as 50 Cent, Ludacris, Dave Chappelle, and Monique, who have all been criticizing them for failing to support Black performers. They are charged of exposing Black performers to humiliation, lowballing, and blacklisting, rather than uplifting the community.
Monique is not done with Tyler Perry. So as you know, Tyler Perry was trending last week after his speech at Angie Stone's funeral. Well, according to Monique, she feels like he's a hypocrite.
It is wrong. And I'm tired of seeing us struggle and go through things and work hard and not reap the benefits of what we were supposed to reap.
In her caption, she says, "Open letter to Tyler Perry. We would like to give our heartfelt condolences to Angie Stone's family and friends. Sister Angie, we stand on the shoulders of the elders and ancestors like you, so please know that your fight inspired us to write this letter, and that the fight doesn't end with your passing, as it's only the beginning."
Got the whole world. Anything. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
And you'll be shocked at how they're responding to the criticism. No regrets, no excuses. They behave as if they are untouchable. Katt Williams, however, is not amenable to it. In a field that often labels whistleblowers as jealous or insane, he has been a true voice. He's voicing his opinions on what he thinks is correct. What does Katt have to say about Tyler Perry and Oprah? He claims that they have a tendency to underpay Black performers and essentially set them up for failure. He explained it in a 2018 interview with Frank and Wanda in the Morning on V103. He drew attention to the unequal treatment of Black comedians in comparison to their white peers. Black comedians are being underpaid, with agreements that are just a small portion of what white comedians get, while white comedians are making huge sums of money from their comedy specials. It was dubbed $100 million 0 cents disrespect by Katt. He went so far as to say that Netflix gave enormous amounts to Ellen DeGeneres, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle, but just a little portion of that amount to him. Crazy, huh? He continued by criticizing the comedy business, emphasizing how little assistance Black comedians get in comparison to their white colleagues.
And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
Singer Seal Instagram this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
The question now could pass attendees like Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Kelly Osbourne, Justin Bieber, and Usher be potentially questioned by federal investigators.
Were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on.
Club Shay Shay, yeah. I was trying to do something there that hadn't been done. I thought that I had figured out the algorithm mathematically, and I thought that I could show that. And when I wrote it out to kill the careers of the people I was talking about, right? But it was so vicious that I erased all of the knockout blows and just left the jabs, so that the comic I'm talking about knows that I know your real story. I'm gonna tell this, but you know what else I know. So Yeah, I was.
Do you want to tell any of those stories now?
Well, I'm saying.
She is still speaking out. So do you remember she slammed Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah during her stand-up act, after she accused them during stand-up of blackballing her after Precious.
Hollywood is a place where they understand what a one-handed blind albino can do, he remarked bluntly, but they can't grasp what a black person with extraordinary skill can do. It seems as if the business is unable to comprehend the genius of black talent. Additionally, the issue is not new. Katt claims that the maltreatment of black comedians has persisted for too long and that it is past time for someone to take action. He didn't stop there, however. Williams immersed himself in the shady world of Hollywood blackballing. He discussed how brilliant black performers who don't follow the norms are ignored by the business. He asserts that you run the danger of being blacklisted if you don't fit in or speak out against the injustices in the field. Katt related a personal experience of declining a film offer because he believed the part perpetuated unfavorable preconceptions about the black community. You know what happened? The lucrative business went to someone else, and he ended himself banned. He's speaking out on the value of sticking to your convictions, even if it means suffering backlash in Hollywood, which is a difficult pill to take. It really opens your eyes to the difficulties black performers have in the business. It's hardly unexpected that he was banned since Oprah reportedly attempted the same prank on Monique. The circumstances surrounding Monique are just devastating. She was on the verge of winning an Oscar in 2009 for her performance in the Tyler Perry and Oprah co-produced film Precious. In order to take advantage of the excitement around her nomination, they scheduled this press trip before to the Oscars. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? The worst part is that they refused to compensate her for it. And filming had already exhausted her.
I think there's a few reasons why. Number one, it was the messenger. I should just be grateful I got invited to the party. You a big fat black woman. How dare you be the one? And then on top of that, you're saying names. You're saying Oprah's name out loud. You're saying Tyler's name out loud. You're saying Lee's name out loud. You're saying Lionsgate out loud. That's not what we do. We say they. We say the people. We say the studio. We say the producers. How dare you actually say our heroes' names?
I hear people go, you work a lot. Or have to. You know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you gross, not after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired.
So no, I was not blackballed. I was whiteballed. By some black dicks who had no balls. Thank you, Mr. Lee Daniels. Thank you, Miss Oprah Winfrey. No, baby, I wasn't blackballed. I was fucked up by some niggas who had no balls. And see, I know they like to say, Monique, you talk too motherfucking much. It would kill me not to say the real shit. It would kill me not to say the real shit. You are not paying me equally. You are not treating me fairly. If you think I did something wrong, no, Oprah, it ain't what I think. You did do something wrong. You maliciously, and you had full intentions of having my parents on your show and not saying anything to me. Was that for ratings?
It seemed like she exploited the situation.
Well, you're just exploiting me. There's some sisters in this business that are about it. Regina King was there that night. Angela Bassett was there that night. Lynn Whitfield was there that night. Kerry Washington was there that night.
Being sensible, Monique informs Tyler Perry and Oprah that she needs a break and wants to spend time with her family. Everyone appeared to agree with what looked to be a reasonable proposal. However, articles portraying Monique as difficult to work with suddenly begin to appear in the media. The offers abruptly stopped coming in. No shows, no movies. Even though her career should have taken off when she won an Oscar for Precious, Monique was shocked. However, she began to make connections. She was being targeted by someone. Lee Daniels, the director of Precious, said in a recent interview that she was blackballed for breaking the rules. It's screwed up, and she has been waiting for Tyler Perry and Oprah to apologize. However, such apology is nowhere to be seen as far as we are aware. It seems like Oprah used Monique's sensitivity in a very intimate manner after the whole press tour debacle. Several months later, Oprah asked Monique's parents and brother Gerald, who had abused her as a youngster, to join her on her program. Now, given that Monique had previously discussed her brother's attack in a 2008 interview with Essence, this is serious business. Oprah had heard Monique's confession about her tense relationship with her parents as a result of the attack, and how they had first supported her brother. My brother wanted to come on the show and talk about him and me, and he wanted to tell other parents how to look out for Monique, Oprah adds, shockingly, after calling Monique. Being sympathetic, Monique thinks about the circumstances, believing that individuals may change and that perhaps her brother really wants to assist others. She determines, however, that she does not wish to be involved. This is the genuine deal. Oprah threatens to cancel the program entirely if Monique doesn't want her brother to appear. That call didn't have to be made by Oprah. She didn't need to speak with Monique. Monique praises her for doing it even if she could have simply gone forward with it. Following Oprah's call on Monique's brother being on the program, Monique makes it very apparent that she does not want to participate. However, Monique is shocked to see advertisements with her parents and brother when the show airs. While traveling and viewing a TV advertisement, she learned about the whole situation. She had some quite distressing recollections when she saw her sibling. Oprah claimed to believe Monique needed assistance when she challenged her about it with good reason. Monique said that she never requested that type of assistance and that she didn't like Oprah making judgments about her private affairs without getting her permission. If Monique's story is true, it seems like Oprah purposefully defied Monique's desires by inviting her family to appear on the broadcast. It violates a delicate moment that Monique shared with Oprah and is a huge breach of trust. This just strengthens the argument that Oprah may have a dubious motive, particularly with regard to Black actresses. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show was another notorious event that went viral. Oprah's rude line of inquiry about the twins' weight in recently leaked tape sparked a controversy. It was well known that Mary-Kate and Ashley had previously battled with their weight, and Oprah chose to ask intrusive questions during the interview that obviously caused them discomfort. Many people were outraged by the occurrence and criticized Oprah for her lack of empathy and insensitivity. And if that wasn't enough, hear this. She also had an odd connection with the infamous movie mogul, Harvey Weinstein, who was accused of several assaults and harassments.
You know, people are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory. You know, either you're too fat, you're too skinny, and people are just going to write what they
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always
I'm really short.
You're not sure?
Girls, and
Oh,
you know.
that's so interesting. That is so interesting. I'm like obsessed with size, and you're like, I really don't know.
Mary-Kate did eventually seek treatment for an eating disorder later that year. And we progressed and we've seen just the look on her face, how horrified Mary-Kate and her sister Ashley were when they were asked that question, and then for Oprah to laugh about it. It comes off tone deaf now.
This is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment. And what I do believe is actually happening is that, first of all, it's triggering a lot of unreleased pain, repressed anger, guilt, and suffering that a lot of women have had. I happened to be on set with several actresses the other day, and we were filming some things, and they were like, hadn't slept over a period of 2 or 3 days, and I was like, what is that? They said, oh, you guys are suffering from PTSD.
And when you start talking about it out loud, too.
Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. And so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the disease to please, that's a part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that, I got to pretend he didn't touch me. I think those days are about to be over.
Me too. 3 days after Oprah publicly supported victims of sexual assault in the wake of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein, singer Seal Instagrammed this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
Please welcome Seal!
The 54-year-old who's appeared on Oprah's show captioned his post, "Oh, I forgot, that's right, you'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses, my bad." While Weinstein maintains his innocence, Seal hasn't commented further, and Oprah has not responded.
This moment is a really powerful time for everybody to get woke.
Oprah has a tight friendship with Weinstein despite his established reputation as a predator. There were allegations that she was involved in the alleged misbehavior because of speculation that she could have even urged actresses to collaborate with him. These accusations ran counter to Oprah's public image as a supporter of the Me Too movement and an advocate for women's liberation. Her affiliation with Weinstein, according to others, showed that she treated accused people unfairly. What's the worst? There was much more that Tyler and Oprah did than destroy Monique's life. Like Oprah, Tyler Perry has come under fire for purportedly dehumanizing Black people in order to appeal to white viewers. During an outburst, Spike Lee referred to Tyler's work as coonery buffoonery and said, "We can do better." That wasn't taken lightly by Tyler. "I'll punch the hell out of you," he essentially declared. "Say something else. Go to hell." They both struggle with taking criticism, which is one thing they have in common. Oprah even brought in a claimed man of God into the entire situation in another occurrence. In Brazil, there is a man named John of God who operates a healing center where people seek spiritual direction and tranquility. However, it turns out that he has a very sinister and unsettling side. Assault and abuse reports began to surface, presenting a troubling image of a man taking advantage of others who were weak and sought his assistance. Everyone was shocked by one particular incident. A lady seeking treatment in a private session with John of God ends up dealing with the worst thing imaginable. The most absurd thing is that Oprah helped make this man famous by inviting him to appear on her program. She provided him a legitimate image, a seal of approval. She had no idea, however, that she was unwittingly giving the public approval of his illegal actions. It's unbelievable that someone with Oprah's level of respect and influence could be blind to this scam. Was there a deliberate move behind it? Or was it simply being naive? The only people who really know what happened are those in Oprah's tight circle. It's intriguing because a lot of people see Tyler and Oprah as almost untouchable role models for the Black community. Katt Williams, however, oh no. He doesn't hold back while voicing his disapproval of Oprah and Tyler's depiction of Black people. And it's a huge hit among fans. Ishan and Sharpie bruh, this Katt Williams interview has to be on Netflix, someone said. Better than Oprah or any other talk show, this interview is the greatest of all interviews, forever. Another person added, "I found it hilarious that Lonnie Nat Williams said Tyler Perry couldn't play a man, because I was also saying that. I was even like, why did I get married?" Williams believes that the business attempts to paint him and those like him as insane for being honest. He asserts that you should anticipate hate if you tell the truth and have a large mouth. But because of a greater force, he is holding steadfast. He thinks that the establishment, particularly those who want to dehumanize Black males, suppresses people who call attention to these trends. And you know what? People are beginning to wonder about Oprah and Tyler's intentions, so it seems that his efforts are having an impact. Some people question Oprah's motivations for targeting Black males she has previously interviewed. Others believe that we should concentrate on trusting in God and ourselves instead of placing too much trust on them. T.D. Jakes, another well-known figure in the field who has lately gained attention for some terrible things, was the next person Katt dragged into the spotlight. Katt Williams revealed in this interview what is allegedly happening for all of these influential people in 2024. It's game over, he says. Lies are coming to light, regardless of who you are, T.D. Jakes or someone else. It's simple. He claims that he has spent the last 30 years gathering information, knowledge, and everyone's secrets. Katt openly asserts that he knows things he probably shouldn't, saying he's the go-to man and will pay for the juicy details if you have any dirt on you. He seems to be the custodian of all trade secrets. Katt Williams is really disparaging Steve Harvey and other people in the interview, asking why Cube, Terry Crews, and Mike Epps didn't come out to correct the record. He's criticizing what he perceives to be falsehoods propagated by these famous people. Like the whole used to be homeless fiasco, Katt appears annoyed that individuals like Steve Harvey are sharing tales that may not be totally true. He notes that even when they were traveling together in the past, Steve Harvey seemed to be earning a respectable living. Furthermore, he rejects the notion that Steve's success is due to his wife, particularly in light of Steve's several marriages. Additionally, he criticizes other comedians such as Guy Torry for supposedly making up tales about their early comedic careers. In essence, Katt is saying, let's not change the past, let's be honest. After then, the topic of discussion changes, and people begin discussing Katt Williams in particular, implying that he is a multi-talented psychic. However, the attention soon returns to Steve Harvey, raising doubts about the veracity of his career and achievement. And the audacious query, "Aren't you afraid of being blackballed again?" is tossed out there. In essence, Katt Williams is stating, "I don't care who they are. I don't hesitate to expose falsehoods." Given that he's interacting with some influential people in the field, it's a daring move. The discussion then takes an even more intriguing turn. Williams talks about how, before to the controversy, he was canceled for discussing Harvey Weinstein. He made a shocking revelation when he said that Weinstein had reportedly offered to have sex with him in front of his agent and colleagues. Katt has always been an advocate for bringing attention to the less glamorous aspects of Hollywood. He was among the first to reveal the negative aspects of the business years ago. What do you think, then? After calling out so many prominent figures in the game, should Katt be concerned? Tell us in the comment section below. Please click the subscribe button if you like this video so you don't miss any future releases. Until then, family, be honest.